An early goal secured France's 1-0 victory over Argentina in Bordeaux on Friday, sending them to the men's soccer semifinals at the Olympics. During the match, the Argentine team was jeered by a hostile home crowd, and tensions escalated into a skirmish between players immediately after the final whistle. For a few minutes, there was pushing and shoving before the players were separated. Some French players briefly rushed down the tunnel but returned shortly afterward to complete a lap of honor. In the 5th minute, Jean-Philippe Mateta scored for coach Thierry Henry's team, which will now face Egypt in the semifinals. As Mateta celebrated with captain Alexandre Lacazette, they noticed a post-match altercation. Lacazette quickly rushed back to help break it up, along with Henry and Javier Mascherano, who was seen blocking one of his own staff members from getting involved. "I went to shake the opposing coach's hand and suddenly saw a lot of commotion," Henry told reporters. "I don't like seeing this kind of thing. It wasn't necessary." As French fans continued to celebrate, stewards and a few riot police formed a perimeter around the group of Argentine fans inside the stadium. During the skirmishes, France midfielder Enzo Malot, who had been substituted in stoppage time, was shown a red card, which means he will miss the semi-final. "We didn't want to lose a player to suspension, but it was pointless since he wasn't even playing at the final whistle," Henry said. "I'm really not happy about that. We were all united. The only downside was getting a red card on the bench. Although the competition is primarily for under-23 players, this match was a highly anticipated rematch for French fans, following Argentina's dramatic penalty shootout win in the 2022 World Cup final. Tensions were further heightened by a racism scandal after a video circulated showing Argentina players singing an offensive song about French players of African heritage while celebrating their Copa America victory last month. Argentina's national anthem was met with jeers and whistles, and the home fans continued to boo Argentina's players every time they touched the ball after the kickoff. France intensified the atmosphere within the first 5 minutes. Mateta connected with a corner from Michael Olise at the near post and scored with a header past Argentina's goalkeeper, Geronimo Rulli, putting the hosts in the lead. Despite this early setback, Argentina managed to recover and had a chance to equalize before halftime. Giuliano Simeone, with an open goal, somehow missed the opportunity by heading the ball high over the bar after it fell to him inside the 6-yard box. Tensions briefly escalated during stoppage time in the first half when Mateta went to check on a teammate who was receiving treatment inside Argentina's penalty area and was pushed away. Lacazette quickly intervened to defuse the situation, and Rulli put an arm around him. There was a loud cheer when Mascherano was shown a yellow card, and as the second half progressed, the jubilant home fans taunted their opponents with chants of "Ils sont tous les Argentines," noting that the Argentinians were not on the score sheet. France remained resolute in the second half and thought they had scored a second goal when Olise found the net with a deflected shot in the 84th minute. However, the goal was disallowed after a VAR review for an earlier foul. Despite this, France had done enough to secure the win. France won their only Olympic title in 1984. The same year, they also claimed the European Championship. Earlier that day, Egypt advanced to the semi-finals by defeating Paraguay 5-4 in a shootout. Ibrahim Adel scored the decisive penalty for Egypt after their goalkeeper, Hamza Allah, saved Marcelo Perez's attempt. The match had ended 1-1 in regulation, with no goals scored during extra time. On Friday, Spain comfortably defeated Japan 3-0, setting up a semi-final match against Morocco, who had a convincing 4-0 win over the United States. Fermin Lopez scored twice, and Abel Ruiz added another goal in the 86th minute to secure the victory for La Roja. This result followed Spain's win over Japan in the semi-finals at the rescheduled Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago.